It all started when I was 8 years old back in June 2011. My teenage cousin introduced me to this awesome computer game, The Sims 3. I got hooked right away. Whenever I went to her place that summer, I would lock myself in her room for me to load up the game and continue where I left off. Ever since then, I've been wishing for my very own PC just to play Sims on. But, my parents didn't agree to the idea since I was too young to have my own computer. Years later, when I turned 11, I finally got my first ever computer. It was actually my brother's old computer since he got a new one. But let me tell you, that day was the absolute best. I remember playing all night long and counting down the minutes in class until I could get home just to play Sims 4. And that was the very start of my obsession. During my childhood, I got bullied a lot, which made me feel insecure. As a result, I started staying at home more often to play The Sims. It was the only thing that made me happy. So in the game, I would create characters with lots of money, constantly happy, had a lot of friends and kids, as I wished I could relate to that. Whenever life got too hard, I would escape into my own world in The Sims. And I know I'm not the only one out there who did or still do the same. So let me tell you guys why The Sims is so addictive. To me, Sims is a chance to be by myself, doing what I enjoy. In that way, it is very therapeutic. It's my hobby, and I think a lot of people escape into their hobbies, as many of y'all Simmers can relate to. It isn't just the enormous amount of customization detail that's been keeping me occupied in my gaming time. There is something about The Sims that is incredibly calming. It's not the living another life vicariously through pixel people, but more, this is something I can just concentrate on for hours, build and storytelling, and suddenly everything in my head that's trying to tear me apart constantly just fades away. It's just everything I could have asked for from a game, and even more. No toxic global chat channel, no high-stress environment, nobody telling me how they think I should live my life, or how they think I shouldn't live at all. It's just me and The Sims. There are so many awesome ways you can play the game, and because of all these different ways to play, players tend to fall into specific categories or types of Simmers. It's like a whole Sims community with different styles and preferences. First out is the builder. Those Simmers are all about building and creating these incredible virtual worlds and creative buildings. 2. The casual Simmer. The casual player plays for a little bit here and there to relax or to feel the nostalgia. This type of Simmer may not play for months, but will always come back to the game eventually. 3. The dedicated Simmer. These Simmers are the ultimate Sims superfan. They eat, sleep, and breathe Sims. They're so dedicated to the game that they don't even play many other games. It's all about that Sims life for them. They pour their heart and soul into their game saves, creating generations upon generations of Sims. It's pretty amazing to see their commitment and love for the game. 4. The roaming Simmer. The roaming Simmer cannot commit to just one Sim household in their world. They want to play all their Sim households, every single one of them. 5. The base game Simmer. A base game Simmer will only have the base game. They do not usually buy additional packs or content. They generally only play with Maxis Match CC, if they play with CC. This Simmer still actively plays older versions of The Sims. They probably have the original Sims and The Sims 2 at the very least. They enjoy the nostalgia value of The Sims games and actively play the older versions. The storyteller. Storytellers generally have social media accounts, blogs, or YouTube channels that they will share their Sims' stories with. These Simmers get super creative and detailed in their storylines and are very invested in their Sims. The modder/CC creator. Of course, there are also modders and CC creators within the types of Simmers. I was surprised how little CC creators spend actually playing the game. But again, do what you enjoy, and we all for sure enjoy the additions to our games. The Generation Simmer. The Generation Simmer challenges themselves to continue a Sim family for generations and generations and actually play through it. Hardcore Simmers. This is something I could never be. A hardcore Simmers do not use any cheats. No cheats whatsoever. Not even one motherload, not one. And they do not use mods or AniCC. The Sims is so popular, and it's hard to find someone who hasn't heard of it. You could create your own neighborhoods, design houses, and fill them up with your own custom-made people. It was like a never-ending playground of possibilities. I loved watching the characters I created grow, achieve their goals, fulfill their needs, and interact with each other. It brought me so much joy as a kid. I was always bursting with creative ideas, constantly dreaming up characters and imagining their stories. I know y'all Sim are gonna relate to this one. Everyone has been there. I mean, who hasn't fantasized about their crushes, right? It's like a secret little escape where you can bring them to life in The Sims 4. I used to create a Sim that looks just like them and live out all those romantic scenarios I've imagined. It's seriously addictive, though, so be careful not to get too caught up in perfecting every little detail. But hey, creating your crush is just the beginning. Regardless of if you are a game player, a stylist, a builder, or a mix of all three, there's something for everyone. When you feel like the game's content is a bit limited, there's this awesome solution: custom content and gameplay mods. They're like treasure troves for downloading new stuff for your Sims. Some players go for Maxis Match CC because it blends so well with the in-game content. But hey, if you're all about creating super realistic Sims like me, Alpha CC is the way to go. Custom content is all about creativity and making your Sims truly unique. But downloading tons of mods and custom content can have its weaknesses for sure. We've all experienced those never-ending loading screens because the mod files are just too damn big. And let's not forget about the struggle of making space for them custom content, am I right? Sometimes I even consider buying a powerful gamer PC that can handle The Sims 4 and all the 20 gigabytes of custom content and mods. But is it worth it? Let's talk about when Sims 4 became free. I remember buying my very first Sims game, which was Sims 4, when I was 12 and it had just been released. I actually used my own money to get it. As a kid, I ended up spending over $100 on that game because I loved it so much. But you know what? It's such a fantastic game that I think it's about time for it to be free. I mean, more people should have the chance to discover it. But hey, don't go crazy buying all the DLCs. I made that mistake and ended up spending all my birthday money on that game. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'd love to make more of these Sims-related videos, so do you guys think I should start another channel about Sims? Comment down below. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Subscribing helps support the channel and lets me know you want to see more content like this. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below with any video suggestions or just to say, "Hi, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all."